All right, all right, all right. I got energy enough. I got will enough. And I have the urge to keep podcasting. I'm a maniac today. Um, Welcome to Conspiracy Corner Podcast. This is Abe, your host. It is now a new day. A new day. You ever listen to Saul Williams? I'm Abe Williams, by the way. I'm related. Maybe. I don't know. Who knows? It is April 19th, 2026. So, as far as updates, not much has happened. I ate me a steak, dude. It's my day off. I worked 6 days this week. I weed eated the front yard. Put in 4 podcasts. This will be the 5th. I was like, yeah, I deserve a steak, man. I deserve a steak. That and the evil ones don't want you eating meat anymore. So enjoy it while it lasts. You know, what is it? The World Economic Forum, the Great Reset. Having one more shandy. Half ginger ale, half light beer. So, a couple things I want to do. I do want to do this, which is poll results. If you are a listener on Spotify. What the fuck? Hang on just a second. Fucking technical difficulties, man. Alright, so poll results on Spotify. I'll do my plug after this. So I've been trying to do this more often. So for one, it's more engagement on the channel. Little inside baseball. Take me out to the ball game. I love that Spotify, people are finally getting off of YouTube, which is like, YouTube has been driving me nuts for years. Especially during COVID is when I really started getting pissy about YouTube. Like, I would see in comment sections, oh, I hate the censorship and I hate that all my favorite channels are gone. Yeah, they all went over to other fucking places. Like, and by the way, like, I'm not bashing my YouTube followers. Like, I love YouTube, you know? I love my YouTube followers, but forever, dude, we've been like literally telling people like go on other platforms. Like you realize that Rumble and Spotify are like pretty much almost as good as YouTube. Like, but the thing is like they can actually say what they want to say without censoring themselves, and like they're not getting strikes and shit. Like, there's freedom over there. So like if you really want to get into like the deep down the rabbit hole conspiracy shit, it's all over there, dude. Like, YouTube, you're getting like the kindergarten shit. So I thank you all for listening on Spotify. Rumble, I have a Rumble channel. Go check out Rumble. I need to update it, you know. Put out some stuff. Because we have freedom over here. So, I always do on Spotify, it gives you the option to do polls, which YouTube doesn't do that, I don't think. Yeah, I don't think YouTube allows you to do polls, but Spotify, they actually have like you can engage with the creator of the podcast. So like, they have polls, and I've been doing poll readings. So on episode 6, and by the way, it tells you when the polls are up, so that way I can get a reading on the pulse of my listenership. So in episode 652, the Chris Bledsoe prophecy. If you guys don't know what that is, basically it's this dude Chris Bledsoe in 2012 prophesied that in the fall of 2026 there would be a war between America and Iran, and there would be USOs that come out of the water and stop like nuclear warfare like World War III. It gets into like, is that going to be Project Bluebeam? Go check the episode out. So the question, this dude, it's a prophecy, this dude said, and you guys know my opinions on prophecy. I'm super skeptical. I personally, I did a whole episode on Kim Clement. Go check that episode out. I did a whole episode on Nostradamus. I like to look at it. Don't get me wrong. Like, I grew up listening to, like, Art Bell. Like, I love, like, the whole woo-woo. I love the whole, fairy tale, magical side of conspiracy. I love listening to it. But I'm not going to preach on my channel prophecy. Because if your prophecy doesn't come true, it destroys your entire credibility. But I do like to talk about it. So that's how I feel about prophecy. I'm like, it's a dangerous game to play as a content creator. Like, you probably shouldn't do that. Just an idea. Do you believe in prophecy was the question, the poll for that episode. And 100% of the votes said no. And I agree with you. Well, I wouldn't, okay. I did kind of set that question up a little sketchy though. I believe in prophecy, but I'm never going to project prophecy on my channel. If you guys know, I used to be a Q-tard, and I fell for that shit. And a lot of that shit was based off of, like, Kim Clement. He was tied in with the QAnon shit. After his death, sadly. Like, talk about pissing on someone's grave, dude. He got real tied in with that QAnon shit. Like, I don't know if it was his daughter who was tying him in. I don't know. His daughter apparently dates Trey Smith. God in a Nutshell channel. He's connected. It's a whole fucking rabbit hole. Go check those episodes out. I did like a whole deep dive on all of that shit. It's crazy. So, Melania Trump, episode 657. Melania Trump's speech about Epstein files. Is this a distraction from Iran? And I had made the joke. Actually, I didn't make the joke. It was Sam Tripoli who made the joke. I was listening to Broken Simulation. And they delve into conspiracy every now and then. And Sam Tripoli said, how bad is it, like, we use the war in Iran to distract us from the Epstein files, and now the war in Iran is going so horribly that Melania Trump's bringing up the Epstein files to distract from the war in Iran. It's like the best fucking joke, like, written as far as, like, current events. Like, it's fucking hilarious. So, Melania Trump the other day came out and was like, hey, yeah, me and Donald, we don't have anything to do with the Epstein files. And I had put forth the proposition, she's like maybe possibly getting out in front of this shit. Like, let me get out and say something before the rest of the files get released, because supposedly we're supposed to get the rest of the files. I don't know. They haven't even dropped them all yet, as far as I've heard. As far as I know, they haven't dropped the entire boatload, you know. So, but during that speech, it was very passive-aggressive, almost. Like, I wouldn't say passive-aggressive, but it was very... The undertone of it was, it felt like she was throwing Donald under the bus a little bit. But anyways, so the question was, like, is this a distraction from the Iran war? 100% of people said yes. They're literally all doing fucking Hail Marys at this point. literally Hail Marys. You know, there's my Hail Mary poster. I haven't seen that movie yet, but they're all fucking throwing Hail Marys at this point. They're throwing everything at the wall and seeing if it sticks. Which is so crazy to me. Me and Red Pill Paradigm, shout outs to his channel. We keep in touch. We're friends. We did an interview like a while back, and I'm like, and this was like months ago, if not last year, dude. And I was telling him, I'm like, what is going on? Like, why are the elites like rushing this shit? Why does it have to be 2030 when they pull this shit off? Like, what is the obsession with this shit? Is it they want to see it in their lifetime? Is it what's going on? You know? But they're literally throwing everything out there. Like, here's the Epstein files, here's the UFO files, here's World War III. Like, they're just fucking like, they're rushing for 2030. What's gonna happen in 2030? Is Jesus coming back? Is there gonna be an apocalyptic event? Like, what do you all know that we don't know? Like, what's going on in 2030, dude? So, episode 658. The episode was titled Hikers Rescued, Rabies Bat, and Skeletal Remains. It was just one of those days that I picked up a paper, read some articles with some commentary. I found some interesting stories. That was a Blue Pill podcast episode. So shout outs to all my Blue Pilled listeners. We love you here. Have you ever been bitten by a bat? Was the question. 100% of poll results say no. I've never been bitten by a bat either. But that whole episode we got into basically, and by the way, if you're a Conspiracy Corner listener, you should check out Blue Pill Podcast. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's not bad. You know, everyone's got a blue pill and chill out every now and then, and not every day and all day is conspiracy, man. You gotta, just have some fun. That was a good episode, though. It was crazy shit. Like, we got into, like, fucking true crime and all sorts of shit. I've never been bitten by a bat, but, like, what we were talking about in that episode is, like, apparently a bat bite, their fangs in their mouth and shit are so little that you don't even know sometimes that you got bit. There have been multiple cases of rabies. But by the way, rabies is like the most terrifying fucking disease to catch. Like, once you start feeling the symptoms, like most, if not all, doctors say, like, it's pretty much irreversible at that point. So, like, if you ever get bitten by a stray dog, anything, immediately go to the hospital and get fucking vaccines. And I know this is Conspiracy Corner, anti-vax, blah, blah, blah. You don't want to fuck around with rabies. I'm not even joking. Like, you get into, like, hydrophobia. It's like Parkinson's, of, like, shaking, foaming at the mouth. You have, like, a hydrophobia is like the fear of water. Like, you can't even drink water, but you're sweating, profusely sweating, puking, diarrhea, dehydrating, like, and you can't even drink water. Like, you're literally terrified of water. You turn into a zombie. And that's the most terrifying thing about bat bites is, like, people will have a bat fly on them and attach to them, and they, like, brush it off. They don't even realize they've been bitten, because where their mouths and their fangs are so little, most people who have, like, died from rabies, like, they didn't even know they got bit. And that's, like, a horrible phenomena that happens with rabies and all that shit. Like, it's terrifying shit. I had been wanting to forever to do, like, a rabies episode, so I'm kind of glad that now I got to do it and put it under my belt. Because that was one that I was like, well, it's not Conspiracy Corner. People aren't going to like it. They're not going to want to hear about the horrific details of rabies and all that shit. And so I'm kind of cool. I'm kind of glad I got to put that one under my belt, like the rabies episode. I've been wanting to do it forever. Like, I love Conspiracy Corner. Don't get me wrong. I love Conspiracy Corner. But I love Blue Pill Podcast just about the same, because I like to talk about weird shit. Like, that episode we covered hikers getting rescued on a trail, like a survival story, a rabies story, skeletal remains, some true crime of like how they found some skeleton that was rotting in the woods out back where I used to live over in Garrett County. Like, I love covering blue pill shit sometimes. I don't want to just do every single day the Illuminati Epstein files. Sometimes I want to do some blue pill shit. So, thank you guys. But apparently, I haven't been bitten by a bat, knock on wood. And apparently all the listeners have not either. So, Conspiracy Corner, episode 659, Where's the Olive Branch, is the title of that episode. And basically in that episode, we got into talking about the dimes. The new dime that came out. The eagle is missing the olive branch, which is the symbol of peace. Now it's only holding arrows. Dark shit. Have you ever held one of these new dimes yet? 100% of people said yes. Well, I haven't seen one of these new dimes. I wish I have. I would like to get one of these new dimes. I would like to put it in my safe and keep it for safekeeping for historical reasons, because we're living in the apocalypse, you know. We're on the edge of World War III, the Great Reset, all that shit. Where the fuck do you live, by the way? Hit me up in the comments if you're listening and you filled out this poll. Like, where do you live? Because I haven't seen these new dimes yet. I know they exist. I'm a coin collector too. By the way, speak of the devil, I want to create, I've been wanting to do this for a while. I've been wanting to do a financial segment, because you guys know, like, I have like these little mini series going on. So like there's Blue Pill Podcast and there's Conspiracy Corner, but underneath those channel titles I do like little mini series. So like you got the Conspiracy Cinema series, where I watch conspiracy movies and I talk conspiracies about the movies, like movie reviews. It's all cinema related. And then I have like Inside Baseball series, which is like me talking about basically 101 how to podcast, the ins and the outs, showing the ropes of podcasting from what I've experienced after podcasting for 7 years. What to do, what not to do. Yeah, like that type of shit. But I've been wanting to do a financial podcast. I'm still trying to come up with a name. I don't know what I would name it. As far as like, it would be a segment, you know, it would be under the banner of either Blue Pill or Conspiracy Corner. But I need to think, and hit me up in the comments, man. I need to think of a name for, I'm just spitballing right now, but like, I need to think of a name for a financial podcast, like what I would name it. And I want something witty. I want something smart, something funny, to where you look at it and go, what the fuck? You know? I don't know. I need to come up with a name for it, dude. Something witty. Hit me up in the comments if you have name ideas for a financial podcast, because that's something, a segment that I want to start. So, episode 660, JD Vance thinks aliens are demons. Are alien demons, was the question. 100% votes, aliens are demons. So, Look, man, everyone is welcome here. I think we're all arguing about the semantics of what aliens, demons, daemons, jinn, gods. I think we are all arguing semantics here. And by the way, like, I love it, man. Everyone's welcome here. Like I said, there's a very large uptick of Christian conspiracy theorists now. A lot of people woke up with QAnon, and a lot of people woke up with the assassination of Charlie Kirk. As far as like Christian conspiracy theorists, I'm thankful. All are welcome. You know, I'm not over here being a gatekeeper for the conspiracy community. You know, it's just interesting to see, as someone who is not a Christian and someone who is an OG conspiracy theorist. It's interesting. I'll say that. So I did an episode on Lamb, Aleister Crowley, cargo cults, and human sacrifice, etc. That was episode 661. And I just simply asked, did you enjoy the episode? 100% people said yes. Finger on the pulse. Thank you, guys. I enjoyed you listening. And that was the last poll for today. Give me just a second. I got something planned. Let me go and do a plug real quick. We got Conspiracy Corner podcast bumper sticker and bookmark. If you donate to the channel and my Buy Me a Coffee account set up in the link below, I will snail mail you both of those. The stickers are durable as fuck. My wife has had one on her coffee mug, a Stanley cup. I've washed that thing like 100 times. It is not going nowhere. I have one on the back of my Cadillac. And it's been through rain, snow, salt, mud, wind, dirt. That motherfucker ain't going nowhere. That motherfucker's holding up. Bookmark. I will sign it. I'm not famous, but you never know. I'll sign it unless you tell me in the comment section below in the Buy Me a Coffee not to sign it, then I won't. But yeah, if you donate to the channel, it helps pay for pens, papers, flash drives, newspapers. And honestly, it just helps me pay my fucking bills. And I'm not a grifter over here. I worked 6 days this week, 50 hours this week. Like, put out 5 podcasts in one day. I'm just trying to make a living just like me and you, you know. That's it. There's my little commercial. So I wanted to cover, there's this weird art project that these people have been doing, and I wanted to cover this. It reminded me of the Dementors from Harry Potter, and a demonic experience. The only way I can describe it is demonic. It could have been Jinn. Who the fuck knows what it was? It was interdimensional, that's for sure. But a cloaked figure in my closet, which we all know closets are portals. So, this shit out. Apparently there's some art project where they're sending a cloaked mannequin into space. This is lower Earth orbit.
How did we end up to send a mannequin in space? One day, Maximilian Canepa, the CEO of an historic silk weaver company from Italy, reached out to me on Instagram asking if it would be possible to send silk into space. At first, I found this idea a bit odd, but I did some digging and explored his photographic work, which includes striking brutalist.
Notice, by the way, too, that everything is filmed in fisheye lens. If you know, you know.
Sculpture made out of silk, with vibrant color and crazy shape. Inspired, I began sketching, exploring ideas, and finally making 3 different concept arts. I suggested to Max the idea of translating his work into a stratospheric ballet. So Max was really fascinated by the fact that we'll be able for the first time to experience the true color of the fabric, illuminated by pure light rays from the sun, unfiltered by the atmosphere. Exploring Tavani's website, I discovered a commitment to the Greenpeace Detox campaign, which aimed to eliminate the use of hazardous chemicals in the textile industry, to reduce water pollution and promote safer, more sustainable production practice, which resonate a lot with the Dorotic Project's philosophy and convinced me to start the production.
Gotta do that globe. And by the way, I'm not a flat earther, I'm a geocentrist, but I am agnostic. I see a lot of shit that says this shit is flat. I believe flat more than I would believe round.
To be able to send the mannequin in space, I had to make it as light as possible. To achieve this, I chose to livecast a 5'2" model. We started with the head to get it out of the way, because it's always the most claustrophobic step of the process. Then, we made a shell out of plaster bandage to hold the silicone in place. Our team usually consists of 3 people, as we need to work as fast as possible to minimize the amount of time the models spend inside the cast. So next we move on to the body. To ensure that the model could hold a specific position and support the weight of the plaster bandages, we built 2 poles to improve stability. After removing the molds of the body and head, we pour plaster into them to create precise copy of the model's arms, legs, and head.
Oh, what up, girl? Itty bitty titty committee. What's going on, girl? Sorry.
We use those plaster copy to do a process called vacuum forming. This technique involves heating a plastic sheet until it's become pliable, and then we drop it over a mold to get a thin and super light shape of the model. The final mannequin was around 700 grams, perfect for a stratospheric flight.
Anybody else notice that chaos sigil on this dude's neck? On the back of his neck? That is a chaos sigil. Chaos magic.
I worked with Justine, a talented costume designer from Montreal, to create multiple variations of the sculpture. In total, we developed around 30 different designs. Max, working from Italy, reviewed each iteration and...
One of them cloaks was scarlet. Maybe is that some scarlet whore? Whore of Babylon symbolism? I don't know. Dementors in space, dude. Fucking cloaked figures they're putting in lower Earth orbit. What the fuck? It's an art project.
Provide us feedbacks every day. When we start a project like this, we can't predict exactly what part of the mannequin will be visible.
Which, by the way, we all know that a lot of art is art and magic ritual tied together a lot. How do I know this? Because I do magic ritual and art. They're 2 things that are like intertwined.
It took us 2 weeks of research and development to find the perfect balance between the thickness of the fabric, the color, the shape of the sculpture, and to understand how the fabric will behave in the wind. To ensure that we have all the creative possibilities, we don't take any chance. We create a full copy of the person. This way, if we need to show an arm, a leg, part of the face, we have the option. To carry the mannequin, I designed and built a custom rig out of carbon fiber rods, a very flexible and strong adjustment to every.
Let's see it in space.
Donc les batteries sont à l'intérieur au fond. Tous les câbles sont branchés sur les batteries. Le GPS est dans son gyroscope.
Because I don't really have a whole lot to say about this, but I thought it was interesting enough that you guys should see this shit, especially with all the Artemis 2 shit going on, you know? Thought it was just weird, the timing. Just sending up Dementors, cloaked figures into lower Earth orbit. I just thought it was odd. And there's been a lot of, I mean, the only way that people can describe this new cryptid that people are seeing is like cloaked figures flying around. I mean, there's been a lot of sightings of that here lately. If you keep up with like Minutes of Horror, shout out to him. Weird paranormal cryptid type shit. So they're gonna launch this cloaked figure into lower Earth orbit, supposedly, with a balloon.
A week later, we were to make it perfect.
There you go, that's what I want to see, where it's flying. How crazy is that? Notice it's all fisheye lens though. Why is it always fisheye lens? I mean, what are we talking? What are we talking?
Went beyond my else.
Look at this though. I wanted you guys to fisheye lens.
Thanks to his dream, I had the chance to create something really special.
Thanks to Israel. Did you just hear that? Thanks to Israel.
I really think the journey of that piece of silk fabric from that small historic mill in Italy to outer space encapsulate the dual nature of human creativity.
Okay, you do have to admit though, even though this is like fisheye lens and it's like they're clearly covering up some shit that maybe this is possibly a flat earth, you gotta admit, artistically, and this is beautiful, it does look actually beautiful. Is it creepy? Yes, but creepy can still be pretty. You gotta admit, like, it is pretty as far as artistically.
It shows how we can harmonize with nature by elevating its beauty and potential, yet also reveal how easily we can distance ourselves from its roots in pursuit of progress. In this paradox lies a profound challenge.
Where is all the land masses
to
in there?
that our creation remain not only inspired by nature, but also aligned with its preservation.
I don't know, y'all. Let me know what you think. Dementors in space, dude. I'm not trying to cause a flat earth debate, but there's some fishy stuff, some weird stuff. Fisheye lens is used a lot. And this is coming from someone who used to film skate videos back in the day in Florida when I was a skater, you know. We used fisheye a lot, but not for the same purposes they're using it. But when you use it, you learn what it does. Love y'all. Please like, share, and subscribe, and hit me up in the comments. I'm struggling out here, dog.